Let's talk a little bit more about President Biden's congressional address and welcome in New Jersey Congressman Jeff Van Drew. Congressman Van Drew is a member of the House Homeland Security Committee. Congressman, great to see you.
It's great to be with you as usual. Thanks for having me.
So, I don't know if you got an invite or not. Have you guys or your colleagues heard? Obviously there's going to be no kind of aisle handshakes with this president this time around. But what do you expect to hear from President Biden, and who's going to be in the room to hear it come Thursday?
Well, first of all, I'm actually going to watch it via Skype, and I'll watch it from my office here in New Jersey, because I've got a lot of work to do with my constituents. And I think it's very important sometimes not only to be spending your time in Washington, but be just spending your time taking care of your people at home, relating to them, talking to them, telling them what's really going on. So I certainly will be watching, but I will be watching from here. I certainly had the opportunity to watch in Washington, but particularly with this one, I didn't see, it isn't going to be the fun handshakes and the talking as you go along and all that. This is going to be a much more subdued, which is how I think the president, would like it. And it might be a bit much for him, even health-wise, to go through that line and shake hands and do all that a president usually does. I think he's going to talk a lot about the coronavirus, basically, which was, a great deal of was set up by our previous president. President Trump had worked on getting this done quickly and efficiently and making sure that we had the vaccine ready in a year. And many, many people criticized him, including Biden, including others. And yet now they're taking those very vaccines. So I think he'll speak about that.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things we showed there with his approval numbers that is helping him, the 69% approval number when it comes to the coronavirus pandemic response. But of course, a lot of this was in progress when he took over. And you can see some of the other numbers here. But when you hear his approval numbers are higher than President Trump's, which you'd expect given the negative media coverage that President Trump got during the early days of his first term. But it's not as high as President Obama's, not as high as President Bush's. How much stock do you put in these numbers?
Well, it's very, very early. And I think numbers, quite frankly, mean less and less. And I think there are a lot of people concerned with a lot of what either this president is doing or supporting. The border is complete chaos. It really presents a health problem, a crime problem, a humanitarian problem. And this is the situation. It's really unfortunate when a president takes over and actually makes a situation worse by far than it was. We had agreements with Mexico. We had agreements with the Northern Triangle. We were building borders. Every nation must have strong borders if it is to be a strong nation. And we were well on our way. He's reversed all that. We saw all the kids and adults coming over with Biden for president T-shirts on, which was just, the only word I have is bizarre. So that's a horrible thing. He has supported legislation, terrible legislation that's going through the House of Representatives to make Washington a 51st state. Legislation that literally only 9% of the money that was supposed to go for COVID relief actually went for COVID relief. Transportation and infrastructure bill looks like it's shaping up that at most only 25% will go for real transportation and infrastructure. We're spending trillions of dollars on all kinds of crazy ideas and not taking care of the basics.
Yeah, and the thing about the approval numbers, a lot of Democrats want you to believe that this is so good that they don't need to actually get any Republican support on some of this stuff. It's in every single talking point they have about their need to move ahead without Republican votes. They're going to keep pushing that. Great to see you, Congressman Van Drew.
Let's say one thing there.
Sure.
That's arrogance. We need all American support. We're supposed to be. What happened to the big unity thing? Yeah. I've been involved in government politics for a while.
That was 100 days ago, Congressman. That's what we were talking about 100 days ago, and time moves pretty fast in Congress. Never any discussion of unity these days. It's all, how can we move ahead without Republicans? Congressman Jeff Van Drew from New Jersey, we appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thank you.